What's up, everybody? This is Zach
Derek.
And Robbie.
with Nerd Cave Gaming. We just watched an awesome press conference from Xbox.
Yeah,
X did
Microsoft.
give it to us.
They did give it to us. They gave us all of it.
And that's what we were all collectively worried about because we didn't think they would have much.
Yeah.
I thought that Microsoft would come out strong. I said that in our prediction, that I think that this would be one of their better ones they've had in the past year. And Phil Spencer did not disappoint in my book.
As a lot of stuff did change, like a lot of the exclusives that we knew already about, only half of them are coming out this year, pretty much. The other two are early 2018 games, which we figured one of them would be, but State of Decay 2 being later being next year, it was a surprise. Also, what was I going to go with? Just the overall presentation was a lot better. They also, I think, pulled a lot of took a little bit from Sony's playbook. They only showed a few games that were coming out this fall, and then like the rest is going to be next year.
Yeah. I think they did a really good job of games. And
40 games were shown.
Yes, and that's what they needed to do. And over 20 of them were shown in length.
Yeah.
Not just montage, but in length they were shown. And that's what really impresses me.
And then stuff that we've seen for a while too was just like, hey, here's like a 20-second snippet release date. Here you go.
Yeah.
What's funny is, like, I thought that I was going to get my prediction wrong because they usually pick one game to go in detail with. But when they started out with Assassin's Creed, I was like, well, there goes my point.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they come back with 6.5, almost 7 minutes of gameplay of Shadows of War. And that game looks beautiful.
Yeah, I think.
Oh my God.
I think they did such a fantastic job. Definitely taking from that playbook of show the games. That's what we're all here for.
Oh, yeah.
We don't care about proof of concept. We don't care about what programs that you're rolling out. Like EA yesterday was doing the seed or whatever scene, whatever it might have been, and it was kind of like, okay, well, I don't really care about that. But today, Microsoft came out with the Xbox conference, and it was games after game after game. And let's run it down chronologically.
Let's start with the biggest thing, the Xbox, the Scorpio. It's officially called the Xbox One X. So not S, the X. It's going to be out November 7th, which is later than I thought it'd be.
Yes.
It's almost around the same time as Call of Duty, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it would be a good time for that. But with Call of Duty running they're very close and close-knit with Sony right now with this generation cycle, that it's going to be kind of,
Feast or famine.
Yeah, it's going to be feast or famine, but it kind of makes it where, well, if you want true 4K, if you really want all the teraflops that you could ever get, then this is the place that you need to be going.
Right. It's going to be $500, which is what you guys said. Now, I thought it'd be multiple SKUs. I thought it'd be multiple SKUs starting off at $400, but $500, which is what the leak was this morning.
Yep.
And one of the two leaks was correct.
Yes, they were.
They're going to have Dolby Atmos surround sound, 4K Ultra Blu-ray player, which is what the PS4 Pro doesn't have.
Yes, then that surprises me since Sony freaking owns Blu-ray.
It was a definite facepalm moment.
That makes no freaking sense to me.
I mean, it's just one of those scratch your head moments when it comes to that.
Now they did. It was kind of a dull moment when they said it, but it was a reassurance for the fans. All accessories that you bought for previous Xbox One consoles will work on the X.
Yeah,
because in my group chat, like Luke and Jake were concerned because they were like, we literally just bought an Xbox One. Are we already obsolete? For the people who are wondering right now if you're obsolete with people getting the Xbox X, no. Like you just said, all your previous stuff is going to work on this one. All the games are going to be the same. You're going to be able to play them on. You could take if you have the money and you got an Xbox S and an Xbox One, you could interchange anything, the games, controllers. So, I mean, you're safe. We got at least at the minimum, 2 years before we see any new system.
Yeah, and they kind of confirmed this, PlayStation's running the same way. Everything runs on the old systems, the S or the Slims, or even the, original versions
It's just... Go ahead.
Yeah, these are just running it on a much better, processor power and
they're
graphics.
souped up.
If you want the best experience, Xbox One X will be where it'll be. Then this is kind of cool that they did that because you normally see this for PCs. They're adding in for, I guess, heat control, a liquid vapor chamber.
That was really cool.
So, and it's ironic because, the Xbox, have you seen what the One S looks like in person?
Yes.
They're saying this is going to be the smallest console ever, which the One S was already small, so the fact that they are going to try and get it smaller is ridiculous.
Yeah, and it being smaller, like that's just proving their point that hey, we can put all this power in here. We can have freaking coolers in here that consoles don't have.
Yeah.
We can have all of this.
6 teraflops.
Yes, dude, flops everywhere. It's like
Flop
watching
sweat everywhere.
the old Miami Heat team just flopping everywhere. It's got all of that, and it's smaller than our 1S.
You don't need that mammoth sitting on you.
Yes.
And that's a huge selling point for me. Not the flop sweat and all the other good stuff. It's the size of the system. That's like, because I have a gigantic original Xbox One that's taken up so much room. That getting a smaller console that's even more powerful than the one I have is going to be amazing.
Yes, and I'm very glad about that. They came out the way they should come out, swinging.
Well, the only thing I will say is, they already released the tech specs, so them kind of reiterating that kind of was unnecessary.
Wasted
But
some time there,
But
for sure.
it was a quick, I
Yeah.
was okay because they were kind of reiterating it a little bit, but it wasn't like, oh, let me take 15 minutes to show you the specs.
Yeah.
No, they were just like, boom, 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 that's it. That's right. That's the new system.
now, let's get into the awesomeness of the games that we saw. They kicked off with what I expected to be, new console, car game, Forza Motorsport 7, which is actually, it's out October 3rd, later than I thought it is. Like,
Yeah.
a Forza game is, all, with the exception of Forza 5, which was an Xbox One launch game.
Yeah.
All the other Forza games have been September. This is beginning of October, which surprised me. But then, and I think it would have been weird if they did it another console launch, like if they had launched it with the X.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
would have been way later. But them putting it on October is also different. Well, but then again, there's another game coming out in the September time slot that we'll get to later on. But
Yeah.
what were your overall impressions for Forza?
It looks beautiful as usual. Forza is always one of those games that's going to push the console. It's going to make
Yeah.
everything look really good. But for me, it's not a huge deal. I don't
Yeah.
play Forza. I don't play sim racing games anymore. I used to be a huge Gran Turismo fan, but it's not something that I put my time into anymore. But for the ones that really love those games, then you got one coming out, and it was kind of cool that they showed off a car. First time ever seeing a
Right.
Porsche, whatever model. thing.
911 G Sport something. I forget the exact
it
name.
was that thing with the wheels.
Wheels. I like you said, it was stunning. It was beautiful to watch. The only racing game that I'm still interested in is the Need for Speed because
Yeah.
I've been with Need for Speed for years. But I did like the way it looked. Bringing the Porsche on was amazing. Like, Microsoft has been doing very well with their Forza brand, and I think that they're going to continue to do well with it. And I'm excited to see where they take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we jump into the next game, which looked amazing, we have a few things from the chat. From Ethan, we have I liked it. Took a page from Sony, just showed us a lot of games, some good games, some not so great games, but they're obviously really trying to redeem themselves for being the console that has no games.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so I really like that. And from Philip Cockrell, Cockrell, he said he loved it. And Adam, we'll get to yours here in just a minute.
1 second. The Porsche, it was the 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS.
Oh,
There you go.
a lot of
So you can
lot
go
of
to,
letters.
you can go to our Patreon and you can buy that for us.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
It's one of our tiers now.
It's our super ultra platinum tier.
Yes, exactly.
But-
you buy it for us, and then we take you for one drive
One.
to a Chick-fil-A.
Right down the road.
Where you're paying to get us Chick-fil-A.
What greater honor is there?
Exactly.
Backtracking a little bit, I forgot
Yeah.
to touch on this. What do you think of the official name, the 1X?
It's kind of there. It's not, they're not pushing the envelope. They're not trying something big.
They're not reinventing the
They're
wheel.
not. Yeah, and if it's true that the original team was. There's nothing more powerful than the power of X or whatever. Sure, whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
really bother me. PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah.
We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, and I think the X goes with the kind of system model that they're already doing. They have the S for the slim, the X for the more powerful one. It works out in the long run. Scorpio kind of sounds like a like your sign or whatever, So I think it works for
Do you have
everybody.
one suggestion? What if they, instead of calling it the Xbox One X, what if they just called it the X box, but really emphasize the X?
Ooh.
Because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because X going to give it to you.
Well, you give it to you.
Lord help us.
Next, we saw, and we didn't know what this game was when they first showed off. It looked barren, snowy. I thought it was like, is this going to be something for Division? Are you really going to
Yeah.
waste time? And then they showed the mask, and we were all like, what the heck is this? And then when they showed the gameplay from the first-person perspective, I instantly said, Metro?
Yeah.
Yeah, you caught it right off.
Because I haven't beaten either game, but I like the Metro series. The unique thing it brings to shooters is bullets are also your currency because you're in post-apocalyptic Russia, mutated creatures as we saw.
And it makes sense because bullets are the thing that keeps you alive.
I know.
So having that as an actual currency instead of bottle caps, I'm crapping
not
I'm crapping
on,
on
I mean-
Fallout right
Yeah.
here, but bullets do make sense as
A
a
huge
currency.
difference. Yeah.
And the biggest thing was they had two different types. They had standard grade and the military, when military actually buys you more stuff. So,
Yeah.
But the new game is called Metro Exodus, and it's based on like the novel books from the Metro series, and it's going to be out next year. So it's next year. What did you think of the gameplay reveal? Because there was a lot that they showed. I thought it would just be a CG trailer and that's it.
I thought it was beautiful. I've never played a Metro game, but this will be the one that I'll play because from him fighting Rufus, the naked mole rat from Kim Possible, on
That-
steroids, up till he fought the giant
Badger bear.
badger bear thing. Just a beautiful game. Awesome gameplay. Like you said, we didn't expect for it to be as long as it was, but they did it justice. I think this Metro game is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked great. They had the bear thing, the otter,
Man, bear, pig.
whatever it was. Like the gameplay looked great. It looked visceral, and just I can't wait to see what the game has more to offer.
I do.
And if you're a fan of the Metroid series,
Metroid.
Wrong
the Metro
conference.
series, then I think this is going to be where more people get into it because I don't think you've seen it really push at a conference before, if I can recall right. So
No,
I'm glad to see that it's actually getting some push on the
Yep.
console, the conference side of it.
That and then the little crossbow, because we saw that with Far Cry 4. They introduced a little auto crossbow, and to see that being added into the game is pretty cool too.
Yeah, and picking up, like, when he was using the crossbow, he could pick up his used ammo and everything. So I like that was part of the game. Like, that's going to be a good part of it. So if you're using the crossbow, you can pick it up, and I'm sure it's going to have some kind of degradation to it.
Oh, yeah.
But it definitely does remind me of, you could do that some in Horizon Zero Dawn. You could do that with Breath of the Wild. So I'm really enjoying that
Just
part
be
of it.
careful that you don't miss, because if it hits the ground, it's going to be very hard to find.
Yes.
I've learned that from
Where
Sunday.
is that? And you have like this black thing like trying to bite your head off.
All right, Allie, this is your wheelhouse.
Yes!
Right afterwards, and I did say they would show a Ubisoft
Yes,
game
you
here.
did.
It wasn't the one I thought it would be, but Assassin's Creed Origins is, after all the millions of leaks and non-surprises,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was finally a thing. It's coming out October 27th of this year. It's going to be the Game Informer article for this month.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed with it. I don't know about how you got.
Dude, going back to where it's not the automatic little
Yeah.
thing. You're going old school here,
This is-
and
Yeah.
it was amazing. Like y'all said, it did pull in some from Horizon, where you're jumping in the air and you're able to shoot your bow and everything. My favorite part
No. I'm just
was
excited.
She's like, say it, I'll slit you.
when he knocked 5 arrows
Yep.
and
Oh
he
my-
shoots those people.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just like, oh.
I remember all of us were sitting there like, what?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
Yeah, no,
This game is amazing.
I am incredibly excited as someone who like lives and breathes the Assassin's Creed franchise. Yeah, I'm really really excited about it, and especially the new mechanic they added where it's like you are the bird whose name I
Yes.
can't remember. Who said, I thought that was really really
Yeah,
cool.
they did that for Primal because the Ubisoft, for people knocking their originality of some of their games, they do take some of the best parts from previous games and put it in
Yes.
there.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And we'll talk about this more tomorrow at Ubisoft's conference, but I have a full article there. But that in Primal you had an owl companion that you could do scouting. It really
Yeah,
didn't open
yeah.
up the map, but it highlighted the enemies and highlighted the terrain within so
Yeah.
much of it, and that's what they're adding into Assassin's Creed. They're taking out vantage points which it's going to be cool to scale a pyramid. Don't get
Oh,
me wrong,
yeah.
but
Scale all the pyramids.
but instead of doing vantage points to unlock the map, you have the eagle just to search your targets for you.
Yeah, and I think it introduces a really interesting gameplay aspect of it, of seeking out, like, you're going around these compounds and finding, the enemies and everything, and you're able to plan out more. But it was just really interesting seeing, like, Egypt come to life back then, because Egypt has always been this really interesting. I remember watching documentaries in like elementary school. Egypt was always this like really, really interesting thing to me, and seeing that come to life, seeing them, mummifying somebody in the trailer.
Crocodiles.
I know, like
In terms of just like, this is me talking, I guess, more about the story part now, is that because in the trailer it said like the people who like, because they said, this is like when the Brotherhood first began, and so like when they first meet the gods. So like, and as people who played Assassin's Creed know, there's like right now there's stuff going on with Juno, and she's being a big old pain in the butt. But I'm curious if it's like they think it's their Egyptian gods, because the assassin said, I'll set right the way of Anubis, or it was something like that. He mentioned Anubis. My thing is that because they can, like, you also like go to Greece. I'm curious how they're gonna tie in, because this is like being the first people to meet the gods, how they're gonna tie that in to the Egyptian culture. Yeah. Since they're all named after the Roman gods, you know what I mean? So I'm curious how they're gonna do that. I'm also very excited. And just one little detail that I love from it was it's the first time like they showed like the Assassin's Creed logo that was on the shirt that they're using for the game, but the one that had the bird. I saw that and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and I love that they're putting in like the shield in the combat, that it's actually a big part of it, and that there are different types of troops. You have like the heavies, because it kind of goes back to Assassin's Creed 2, where you had your normal sized troops and then you had your heavies.
Yeah, you got your brutes.
Yeah, and one thing that I pointed out also was that the voice actor actually sounds like somebody that would be from that part of the world and everything, which I love, because I don't want to hear somebody that has an English accent speaking, as an Egyptian. I'm just like, I'm glad that feel is there, and oh my god, the game looks so good.
Looks amazing.
One of the really cool things is, in a lot of the other ones, like you're able to, this guy has a bow. You pick up the bow and you match it to yours, and it's like, this is a better bow. Let me equip it and get rid of my other bow. Like, you're able to get better weapons as the game progresses, which is something that's really cool, because we haven't seen that very much. I think
Black Flag was the last game they had it in, and then Unity and I guess Rogue. I never actually played Rogue, but Unity and Syndicate definitely, like, you had weapons that were already like in your inventory. You had to unlock them, and they were really cool, but still, like, you would see an enemy that had a really cool weapon, but you can't get it. So I'm really glad that they're bringing that back in this game.
From the chat real quick, as someone that likes the AC as an Assassin's Creed, I'm excited to see what they will do with Egypt. The story hasn't progressed in the series in the past couple of games, and going back to the root of the Brotherhood has promise, which I agree 100%.
Me too.
I'm curious to see what they do with the modern time, if they even tie
especially
in.
Considering how they would have to, especially considering how like Syndicate ended.
Well, I hate that you're not going to be here for this tomorrow, but there was like a leaked article leaking a bunch of gameplay details for the modern. Yes. They are going to go back to like including the modern day as a major part, not just as a side thing.
Yes.
That you take a break from the Animus every once in a while. Yeah. But we'll go in more in depth that tomorrow on our pre-show for Ubisoft.
I know this is the next one, so I'm going to go ahead and read Adam Gummert's comment. Player Unknown is a huge deal. Ready to play it finally.
Yep. They came out and announced, which I kind of. Maybe in my mind I thought it was too early, but in the back of my head it got brought up to the fact that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is on PC right now.
It has like 300 million players at the moment. I want to say that's what it said, which is freaking phenomenal for a game.
So I figured with it being a multiplayer centric game, it would show up on Xbox's
stage. They desperately need it right now, because PlayStation has Call of Duty, and they need something that is multiplayer centric that will get people involved, because they
don't have Battlefield this year.
Yeah, Gears of War was last year, Battlefield was last year, and now they don't have Halo at all, which we didn't freaking see.
Yeah, so maybe it'll be at like a different, like a smaller event throughout the week. But I thought they would.
Possible.
So, but
Player Unknown, like we knew it was confirmed for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One this year. Or well, it was confirmed.
It's
that
going to
was
come to
gonna happen.
consoles, but it's going to be first to Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that they did not confirm that it would be through the rest of this year, or would it be a week? Would it be a month?
Right.
That's kind of scary at the same time because they went this route with Tomb Raider last year,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
2
2
years,
years ago, yeah.
A lot of flack from that.
A lot of flack
Yeah.
from that, but since it's already on PC, like I think that's going to help out with it because there's such a good group of that
Yeah.
right there,
I agree.
and it will make people that hasn't PlayStation 4 be like, well, maybe I should go get the
Yeah.
Xbox X,
Yeah.
Xbox One X.
Because see,
Yeah.
that was one of the things that got thrown around a lot because out of the 42 games, 22 were exclusives that they were going to show, or exclusive in some capacity. So they threw,
Yeah.
if it wasn't internally exclusive, it was console exclusive.
Yeah.
And so that means, for people who don't know at home, that means it's going to be first on Xbox when it releases to consoles. So
This game looks extremely fun. How you can team up with people and you just go and kill everybody.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
there's 100 people at the start of the game,
right.
and you get down to the one last player. Like, that's the whole
Yeah.
point of the game.
and going invisible and
No, that's a different
No,
game.
that's different.
no, wait, I'm thinking this is the one where it's like
This-
World War,
No,
the
like-
machine guns and everything.
What? We did see.
Robbie, we're still on Battlegrounds.
Still on Battleground. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought we'd moved on to the other one.
No.
that's okay, bro.
I'm
If I
still
remember
here.
correctly, because again, like as Robbie showing, we saw a lot of games. Battleground. It ended with the guy getting hit with the frying pan. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
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 We're back on track.
I was like, I wanted
We
the
haven't
person
moved
just
on
goes
yet.
around and kills
So-
everyone with the frying pan.
But yeah, it's a little good, and it's
I got you. Don't leave me
I'll show you a
hanging.
picture
Don't leave me
later.
hanging.
they showed that they're going to have a lot of console exclusive
Yeah.
partnerships, which I
Yeah.
think is a big deal for
Oh
them.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Because they don't have a plethora of exclusive studios as Sony does, so they have to pull from other stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
going on to another console launch exclusive is Deep Rock Galactic, or
Mm-hmm.
Galactic. It's going to be later in 2017, but it looks sort of like indie-ish, but it's like
Yeah.
an exploration
The
type
dwarf
game.
game.
Yeah, well, the tagline, like 3 words at the bottom.
It's
of
like
it, but-
dangerous.
Danger, darkness,
and dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
It looked like a mix of a bunch of games at one time, and it looked like something where people will want to play it. So
Yeah.
I think it's
fun.
Then we saw State of Decay 2, lengthy gameplay demo of that. Surprise is coming out spring of next year. Like
I thought it would come out this fall.
I did too.
So hoping it would come out fall because
And they did say that's pretty much them saying we have to delay it because they did say at last year's conference 2017 game.
this game,
Yeah.
like Zach knows, I almost worship this game. This was my idol. Like, State of Decay was so much fun. How you got to build a community, and now you get to bring 2 of your friends to this community, and you guys get to work. Because when you left the game, when you logged off, turned your Xbox off,
It still was running. It was still
it
going.
was
It
still
was
going.
it was pretty much like a major console Animal Crossing type game.
And it was beautiful how you had to keep going to different areas because you would run out of supplies in this area.
Yeah,
You'd have
you
to
would just
slowly
suck it dry.
and you would have to slowly, be more
Expand.
adventurous and I mean, just a great game.
Yeah, it said it right in the trailer. It was like, what would you do when you're hungry?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What would you, like, the safeties would you sacrifice when you're, starving
I
or
mean,
cold?
you have to, and that medicine, water, gas, you're gonna have to put safety aside, and you're gonna have to brave out and go and find these supplies. And that's what I love about this game. It's survival game at its best.
And also the theme I got from this game, and you saw it from when it was announced last year. The theme they're going for this is bigger everything. They're doing bigger maps. They're doing bigger player involvement. They're doing bigger zombies, as we saw at the end, where that huge zombie just rips the guy in half. Like that's the theme I'm getting from everything. It's just like it's bigger, it's better, sort of thing.
What I like about these games is like I remember having one character. I played with a few other ones, but there's one main character that I played with so much, and I got to this one area and this big zombie, kind of blob zombie, like the one that killed the guy, ripped my guy in half. All those hours that I put into that guy,
Gone.
he's gone.
And then you got like this guy that like can't even hold a gun. the
I'm
right
just
way.
like, all right, and that's one of the most beautiful thing about the game is anybody can die. It's Game of Thrones, but a game.
Isn't Game of Thrones a game?
It is a Game of
Would
Thrones.
you play the Game of Thrones?
Winter is coming.
It is coming.
Zombies.
Then the next one, which is what Robbie was thinking of a minute ago, the Darwin Project, which
There we
when
go.
it first showed and you heard the wolf cry, I thought it was The Long Dark. Because it's been an Xbox preview for so long. So
What I think of.
But now it's more of like an arena esports type game.
Yeah.
So
It looked interesting because it looked like it had different abilities to everybody, and it had a certain art style.
Yeah.
Almost kind of reminds me of, it wasn't Overwatch, but it was the other
Battleborn, yeah.
Battleborn. It almost reminds me sort of that with the art style that it was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
for. But with esports becoming such this huge phenomenon, and they've been
Yeah.
around for quite some times, but now the mainstream is really get into it.
Yeah.
I think this is where, you're going to see more of these games pop up, and hopefully they get to, actually see support for them, because there's going to be a time that the market becomes oversaturated, and
sure.
you're going to see these smaller ones die off really, really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was nice to see that they're doing some different things.
It looked really fun, especially the one character they really focused on near the end, where she was able to go invisible and stuff. That looked like a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
I want the guy that does the announcing to be in the studio. In the studio.
Yeah.
I don't think he did that, but
No, but that's what I felt like. He was just screaming for.
He was
He just
excited.
came out of nowhere and just started screaming, and I was like, "Who is this?"
It's an exciting game. I
it's
mean,
like any esports, it's,
they're over the
gonna have
top. Any announcer. Look at
Hashtag get hype.
Chris Berman. Whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, how about old Vern or whatever? Vern.
Vern. It's old Vern. Vern and Gary.
Got it.
He's gonna be the next esport commentator.
Oh
I will
jeez.
stop watching.
Sweet Jesus, don't. But, and I should have gone back and changed some of my predictions, because if I would have been as vague, I could have probably just gotten some extra points, because I said a Ubisoft and then I said Minecraft would appear. So let's get this out. Oh, Darwin Project is also another console launch exclusive game. But Minecraft, they did show Minecraft. Now it was sort of a cool update. Realms was whatever last year, but you kind of got a snippet of them saying hey, we want to make this unified world, not just put it out on every console imaginable and just have the player base. They want to unite some of this.
Yeah, because it's very fragmented at the moment.
Yeah.
Like it's, if you play on the PlayStation, you're on the PlayStation. If you play on the Vita, you're on the Vita. I remember Greg Miller said Minecraft come up to him they're trying to get him on this press junket or whatever, and like, oh, what do you play on? He's like, the PlayStation Vita, and they never contacted him.
Oh boy.
So that's how you avoid it. Be like, oh, I only play on the Vita. I love my Vita.
But they're actually uniting PC, mobile, VR, which is impressive, and consoles. They said also, right? Yeah, they're melding all those together into one big universe, or at least a hub where you can all come and play.
Yeah.
And it's going to get a 4K update to match with later this fall to match with the X, and they're also having a super duper graphics pack, which is also launching in the fall, which is a bunch of, I guess, just bigger, more expansive texture packs.
Literally what it looks like, because I play on the Mac.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, whatever. It was yeah, whatever. It literally just looks like they took fan-made texture packs, because those have been being made since the game ever came out,
Yeah.
and they're just they're in the game now, which they've actually done before with the because there used to be a fan pack that someone made. There was horses were implemented, and then they eventually added that into the actual game.
Yeah.
So it's not the first time they've done it, but I'm just okay, cool.
Yeah.
We can already have that. But that's cool that they're letting it available for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing, is bringing everybody together, because we want to see
It's
everything connected, all games connect. I know
you see
We're all in this together.
All right.
right
Okay.
now.
No, I think he was going more High School Musical.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
I
feel
was
bad
going
that
more
I-
mature.
I feel bad that I know that.
What? I'm confused what you're meaning.
I was like, come together
Oh.
right now.
The Beatles.
Yeah.
But he was talking
Who's
about
that?
Anyway,
Knows the battles.
but it's at least cool that even because you see the NPD sales, Minecraft is just a huge seller. So this was something.
Every month is in the top 20 at least.
Even though I think it's overrated, it's it's a huge game amongst a player base. So
Yeah, and it's a way for people to get started when they're younger, definitely, to get into games. And if you're a creative type, this is something that you can do to be creative. So it is what it is, and if that's something you like, then it's connecting everything.
Yeah,
So.
I love building stuff. A couple friends of mine and I, years ago, we used to have a server, and I was the main builder for our server. So yeah, it's fun to just kind of like shut your brain off and just do stuff. But it is
I-
rated.
I also said, getting on to the next thing, a Bandai Namco game would show up. Now we got several.
A fighter.
Yeah, a fighting Bandai Namco game would show up. Wasn't the one I predicted, but Dragon Ball Z Fighter it's coming out 2018, but this is in the style, because Robbie made the mention during the show. This kind of looks like Marvel vs. Capcom style gameplay, which I read an article during this conference, and it said that it is trying to emulate a MVC style.
Because it looks like a Capcom game, but it's made by Bandai.
Right. And we're Dragon Ball Z fans. I know,
What's that?
so
He's
anyway.
doing it now, not me.
But
It looked great.
yeah,
Like,
it
really
looked like
did.
the old school, like the Budokai, not
Yeah.
the Tenkaichi crap, but the Budokai.
It looked, like really, really cool. It had some like movement where you can get like shift a little bit, but it's very, very like 2D fighter
Yeah.
where it's like straight on at it, where you're not
Right.
behind the person or anything. And I was impressed. Like it had really cool look to it, and the moves looked awesome. And I think it'll be fun to play. If it's just a little bit, if you just put a little time, in it,
Right.
it'd be fun to play. Get it from GameFly or something like that.
But it looks cool. It looks like a different style because we've had those 3D move around the map games. With Xenoverse did that, and this is actually one of the time. Now, don't quote me on this. First time in like at least several years
I'm quoting
that
you.
a major anime game has appeared on like a major console stage. Because usually a game like Dragon Ball Z, you wouldn't see that until like TGS.
Yeah, TGS, or you'd see it like in the demo part of the E3
Yeah.
week and everything. For it to be
I did too,
on,
Marcus.
A major console.
that was impressive to me. So I'm ready, ready for that. And with it going away from the 3D roaming part of it
Yeah.
and everything, it's pretty interesting to go back to that just straight 2D side scrolling
Yeah.
fight or whatever you want to call
Back
it.
to the
Now,
basics.
Yeah.
I do like those type games, like the Budokai and all that stuff.
The Xenoverse and all of that.
But I do like
Yeah, Xenoverse
Xenoverse because I've played a little bit of Xenoverse 2 through a friend, and it's way better than the first one.
The music is freaking awful in the
Yeah,
whole game. Jesus Christ. I would rather have my ears just like having like these freaking screwdrivers just jabbed in my ears.
Jesus.
That was the worst part for me, but I did like the story, how we're going back in time and fixing these aberrations, kind of like the DC show, Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we're Dragon Ball Z characters.
Yeah.
That was what was really cool to me. But this game, it's taken us back to a much simpler time where, we would just
It's just
pick.
Kamehameha waves and Super Saiyan.
Yep, that was all it was.
All right, Allie, this is back to you because you actually talked about it during they showed off this mysterious MMO-ish type game,
Oh, yeah,
and we
yeah.
thought it was like Elder Scrolls or like we were bouncing around different RPG ideas, but
And then I was like, no, it's this.
yeah, and I've never heard of this game. I'll be 100% honest with you,
Okay.
but
talk a little bit about it.
Black Desert. It's an
Black
MMO
Desert.
game coming early 2018, and it's going to be another console launch exclusive for Xbox.
Yeah, it started off as like a PC MMO. It was originally exclusive. Like it didn't come to the US for a good while. But the reason it's so like it gained a lot of notoriety was because of the character customization. It is so insanely in depth. Like you can customize everything down to how curly / crimped or crimped whatever the hair is. Like you can adjust that. You can like put
So
little,
super
light
detailed.
Flecks. Yeah, incredibly detailed. You can put like light flecks in the eyes and stuff. Like it's insane.
And
At
the
least
membrane.
that's how they showed it out. Or whatever. What?
Saying in the membrane.
Insane in the member, really.
Insane in the brain.
And I remember I really wanted to get it mainly just for the character customization. They actually released a demo, like specifically just the character creation, just a demo of that before the game ever came out. But it's really cool to see that'll be coming to console now. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on those guys?
I mean, it looks really fun. Not my style of game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'll try anything once.
I have
Yes,
already.
you will.
I haven't
You heard it here. I'm gonna try anything once.
Confirmed. Nerd Cave exclusive. Then the next one we saw, which is we didn't really see much of or get sort of an idea. I mean, you had it's called The Last Night, which is also another console launch exclusive. But you said it kind of looks like Blade Runner-esque, like 2D.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Blade Runner because Blade Runner is this like futuristic, dirty looking thing with flying cars, and you have like this Japanese, Chinese kind of vibe mixing and everything, and it kind of also reminds me of what is that game? It's kind of like a retro looking style game, but they didn't show a ton of it, so
Yeah.
I'm ready to see more of it. But it is what it is. It feels just like Blade Runner. Like,
Yeah.
100%. Like it was just like
It
we're
does.
taking this and we're making it ours. The Last Night.
Definitely not my style of game.
Yeah.
The visuals
But
are
you'll try
nice,
anything
but-
once.
Not that. I won't try.
It's in a
No,
hashtag.
no.
It's in a
I
hashtag
already
now,
put it
Robbie.
as a hashtag.
All right, I'll try it once.
Yeah.
I'll try it once, I guess.
The next one was another sort of like mid indie type style game.
yeah.
The Artful Escape. Now I didn't get a chance to see if there was a release date or write down a release date, but I'm assuming it's next year, roughly.
remember.
But
It's like
it looked really cool. Like it looked like something different, and then all of a sudden it just goes like this weird like he's flying type deal with a guitar.
I like the guitar.
Oh, it was freaking cool.
I thought it was really really funny, like just like like funny, but like in a good way. Like it was entertaining to see him just like he has his guitar and he's able to like summon these pillars and this giant 3-headed bird boat thing with glittery wings. Like it was crazy. I loved it.
I liked how every time he did it, it's like strumming a different chord going up.
Yeah, that's
I thought It was
true.
really cool.
Yeah, it was. It feels like any other indie game. It has like its own unique
Yeah.
art style.
It has
to
its niche.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be fun. Whatever comes of it, it'll be fun.
I agree.
The next one was another Bandai Namco game, Code Vein, coming next year. Looks like vampire-esque, like very like they're trying to emulate a Castlevania like feel into it. Looks
JRPG.
like.
Yeah, JRPG like 100% feel to it.
Was that
you know.
the one that looked like an MMO, or is an MMO type?
It
They
was,
didn't
there was
really
a dude and
say-
there was a girl with blonde hair with pigtails.
He had red claws, and then he had like this like vampire like fang mask form over his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks interesting.
Yeah.
It seems
I'll
like
try
it could be
anything
fun.
once.
Oh god.
We know.
And then they showed Sea of Thieves.
The
subtle-
It was just very
Why is the
close.
rock-
The very subtle pirates music ripoff.
Like Sea of Thieves looks.
We actually got like sort of a quest line, like instead of just like four bumbling idiots like talking over, mics, communicating with each other, they actually went and did something for once.
Yeah.
Which it's something different, and I actually liked it. Still have my doubts about the game, but Robbie, you called it. It's going to be. It got. Well, they didn't ever say 2017, but it's coming early next year, so I'm assuming that this will be their February, March,
I'd say
February,
I'd
April
say
games with
February.
State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves coming beginning of next year.
Yeah, like the game looks interesting. You get to do all these different things, and like the quest line goes. It's not something for me. Like you're gonna have to have a group of people that's gonna
Yeah.
play
That's
with
the
you.
thing. I want to love this game, but am I going to love it playing by myself? Because I know a lot of people will get it, but how many people? Like I got The Division on the mindset that I would have friends to play with.
Yeah.
And after the first month, everybody dwindled out.
Destiny lasted longer.
Destiny lasted a lot longer.
It
But-
had its own spikes whenever DLC came out and stuff.
But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what it like. I want a game that my friends are going to stick playing.
I think we got that one.
We got
We'll
that
talk
one.
about that. That's the last
Yeah,
one.
that's
So
coming.
I know some
excited.
people have said it in the chat, and we'll get there.
We're not ignoring you.
Yeah.
But we have to do like Xbox did, save it for the very end.
Yes. Yeah. Like, it's just like, do I want to hoist my main sails? Do I want to try to fight
I'll
off?
hoist my main cell.
Do I want to try to fight off everybody else?
Yeah.
By myself. Getting people to throw down the cash for it, put the time into it
Yeah.
when there's other things out there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of kiddified.
Yeah.
In my mind.
But I mean, it's rare. It's what they kind of do.
is it rare?
Yeah, it rare's making this
Is it
game.
rare?
How rare is this
No,
game?
I'm just.
Super,
It's
super
yeah, I was
rare.
gonna say
Super
medium
rare.
rare.
Super rare.
Hello, Joker Boy.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Next.
So the next one, and
no, this
these
is the ones I've been excited for.
these next couple of games are releasing. Like they do have an August, September, October, and November game coming out this year. They have their 4 exclusive. Some of them we didn't see coming. Tacoma which I forgot to include in the pre-show notes
Yes.
because I forgot that was only Xbox.
Really? It's only Xbox, like, completely?
At least for right now. I don't know if it's like a timed exclusive thing, but it's coming mainly to Xbox at the moment.
See, I think it would be really awesome to come to the PS4 and
Yeah.
put it on VR.
I think. Ooh,
That would be really cool.
You're onto something there, sir. But I do agree. I think it'll come later, but I think Xbox has like it's another console launch exclusive type deal.
Yeah.
But August 2nd finally has a release date right around
I'm
the
ready
corner.
for it.
For those of you who don't know, the same people who are doing Tacoma have done Gone Home.
Yeah, which was a hugely successful indie game. I'm looking forward to this one because it is an interesting way of presenting the narrative where everybody's been recorded on the space station and you rewind time, and in this room, like if somebody walks out, you can follow their little recording of themselves and see what they do, and it's a very interesting way, and you're going to have to take time to piecemeal together the story, and it's not just going to play itself out in one little room and I'm going to walk over here and you got to figure out everybody's motivation. What
Right.
happened
Right.
on Tacoma?
Pretty much play LA. It's like LA Noire. It's like
Yeah.
what?
I love that one.
Yeah, so that's a good game.
All them dead people.
Then you talked about Super Kitty. We saw the Super Kitty game. It's going to be launching alongside the
Talk about
Xbox
Super
One X.
Lucky?
Yeah, Super Lucky's Tale.
Okay.
Yeah, Super Lucky's Tale. That's the next thing on my notes here. But it's so. I mean, it is what it is. It's another platformer. Like Robbie, you had alluded, maybe this is like a successor to Conker's Bad Fur Day, and it was it was whatever. It's a kiddie game. It's something so they can reach a different audience.
Yeah. What did you call it? Furry bait? Was that what it was
Oh
called?
God.
I saw this thing online. And it was like a bingo for E3, and one of the squares was furry bait.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like it's kind of harkening back to early generations of like N64, PS1,
The mascot platform.
yeah, mascot platformer
Yeah.
stuff. But it's interesting. I'm not going to play it. Robbie though, he says he'll try.
Try anything once.
I was more interested in like the other characters' design than I was like the main like
Yeah.
boss dude. Like there's like all these cute little like glowy pastel ghosts or whatever, and I thought those were like really cute designs, but
It reminded me of
anything else, I don't really care.
kind of reminded me of like a knockoff like TV show that's not necessarily on like Disney or Cartoon Network.
Oh,
It's kinda like, that's
it's
what
the Nickelodeon.
No, not even Nickelodeon. It's like just like this random like
Boomerang.
yeah.
Oh,
it's just-
God.
Talk about the squirrel game.
Yeah. No, I'm talking the Fox game. What?
Oh.
What squirrel? What are you smoking, son?
I'm trying to try anything.
Robbie,
once.
are you? Jeez.
He's in there like smoking a Game Inform. He's like, "Give me your knowledge."
Little does he know it's a game
That's what I
from
roll
3
my
years
stuff
ago.
with. I roll my stuff with a Game Informer pages.
Oh Lord.
The next one, and another one where it's crap or get off the pot type of deal.
Yeah.
Ruined my prediction because I wanted it to be soon, but Cuphead finally gets a release date, September 29th. So now we have August is Tacoma, September is Cuphead, October is Forza 7.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Super Lucky's Tale is November 7th, even though I said it's a launch, but
well,
one X.
and
But
it's interesting with this next game. They're coming out the same day.
I know.
So it has something for the mature audience.
it's almost
and
like
then-
a re-console launch sort of thing. They have
Yeah.
a variety of different games for you to have.
I'm glad Cuphead's finally coming out, and it's something that I've been looking forward to playing for quite some time, and I'm just ready to get it in my hands because it's a kind of a co-op, beat 'em. I guess beat 'em up.
It's a
platformer.
it's a boss rush brawler. It's supposed to be difficulty of Dark Souls-esque mixed with a platformer.
Jesus Christ.
It actually no. It's a
switched
melting
to
pot.
Dark Souls.
It's literally Dark Souls difficulty meets Shadow of the Colossus. Nothing but pretty much boss battles meets a platforming.
That's a very interesting mix.
Yeah,
Okay.
it really is. But it's gotten a lot of praise. Like every time they've shown on some kind of conference show floor, people lose their mind. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that it's actually soon or coming soon. Next one, and this is I should have made this prediction that I was going to launch the. I did.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
It should have been the official prediction, but I did say it would launch alongside
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Xbox One X. Crackdown 3 coming November 7th.
Mm-hmm.
They had the weird but cool Terry Crews intro to it.
I wish they would have just zoomed in, but I knew why they didn't.
Yeah, they had the
like
firework-
shouting, like I was like, I want to punch who's ever running the switchboard in the face because they were kind of slacking earlier. But then it was like they showed like the explosions interacting with the screens they had around the room,
Yeah.
and so I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And it was cool, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad
do
to
wish
see
they'd-
Terry Crews. I love Terry
I love
Crews.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, Terry Crews is awesome.
What was the slogan? Bring your boom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Room.
But
Here comes the boom, ready or not.
Here we boom.
Boom! Here comes the boom. Yeah.
Twisty.
but we didn't see really a lot of gameplay. It was like another CG trailer. So
No, there was a pretty good bit.
okay,
Yeah.
I was
It was
I was
people
in and out
jumping.
doing different things
Like,
at some
yeah.
point.
It
Yeah,
showed
you were
Terry
taking
Crews, but then it
Jumped into
the
a lot.
game.
Okay.
It was about 2 minutes of gameplay.
Oh.
Like it was a gameplay montage, but it looks like Crackdown.
Feel.
I must have pulled a
it's-
Robbie and just phased out of that point in time and just come back to reality.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's pretty interesting for the people that really enjoy Crackdown. This is one for you. Crackdown's kind of a hit or miss. Like sometimes it's really fun to play, and then it gets really boring.
Yeah.
For me personally. So, but I'm glad that they're finally putting this one out.
I
Because
know.
they've been for the last 2 or 3 years.
Gamescom 2014 or
Yeah.
no E3 2014. I
Yeah,
wanna
it was
say.
just kind of like, oh, it's going to do this. We're going to drive this truck through this guy's place and blow everything up. And then it was like, where's the game at?
Yeah. and
was
then we
like
never
that
saw it
big neon
again.
red.
Yeah.
But then we saw indie montage,
Yeah.
pretty much. It was a plethora of different games. I didn't take time writing it down because it was like 10
Yeah.
seconds, boom, 10
Yeah.
seconds, boom.
Yeah.
So, but it was what they did, their ID showcase, instead of focus. They focused on the ones that were important, like Tacoma,
Every game
Cuphead.
is important.
But, they said 42 games and you did a prediction 20 games. And I was sitting here thinking, oh, crap, here comes his over 20, type of games. And I was like, this is montage. And I was thinking, I don't want to count this. But in my head, I went back to the Return of the King moment where Legolas is like on the Oliphant just shooting off soldiers left and right. And Gimli looks at him and is like, that still only counts as one.
And we did. We only counted this one.
We did.
Yeah, we
And
did.
After we're done talking about everything, I want to pull up the final point thing for now.
I'm a generous god.
And
I still got over 20, sir.
You're
let me
right.
know because I got to put a disclosure in that's going to make this even better.
Okay.
me know.
Real quick
We'll
before we
announce
jump to the
Yeah.
next one, Robert Green says, my thoughts, I don't really dig the name Xbox One X. Reveal of the conference was Xbox original backwards compatibility, which
We'll get to
talk
that in a
about.
minute.
Anthem, Assassin's Creed, and Metro were probably the highlights of the games to be
agree.
released. Maybe Super Lucky Tail as well. So,
I'll agree with a lot of that. Anthem and Metro. Seeing Metro on stage,
I
was
was
really
surprised.
Cool.
I was
Yeah.
surprised.
It looked amazing.
If you had told me a Metro game would have appeared on
That could have
on
been
a
a sweet Jesus moment.
Yeah.
Do we have more back here?
yes, but if you would have told me that Metro would have shown up on a conference stage, I would have said you're crazy.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have ever assumed that at all.
All right, another console launch exclusive that we saw was Ashen,
Yeah.
which looked very Dark Souls esque.
Yeah, it looks Dark Souls mixed with Journey and mixed with a few other art games. It looks interesting.
I want to learn more about it.
Yeah.
But it did look interesting. I try anything once. I'd like to try it. Especially like that. I guess it was like a final boss that they showed at
Yeah.
the very end. It was just this massive lady that they showed, and she was
Yeah.
like, swinging her staff or something.
It kind of reminded me of one of the big enemies off of Destiny that comes out of like that shell thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of
Yeah.
as well. But I liked how the enemies were moving, that they're kind of like these wraith-like things
Yeah,
and
that was
all
really
of that.
cool.
Robbie will try
I'll
anything
try
once.
anything once.
Now this next one, I know
Oh,
you two are
was
big
not-
on this, but we were all surprised because we didn't
Oh,
think it
yeah.
showed here. So they showed off the next Life is Strange game, and it's a prequel. It's called Before the Storm. They're kind of doing it like the Walking Dead Michonne thing. It's only going to be 3 episodes, is what I saw. Because the first one was 5, correct?
5
Or
or
the-
6.
5.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I can't remember
I
now.
wanna say it was
But-
6.
Yeah.
The first episode is going to launch, and it's August 31st, so literally close.
I can't wait. I
I'm
love
so
it.
excited, especially because we're finally getting to actually see Rachel, in person. Because instead you only had that picture of her,
Mm-hmm.
in the pictures that they have in the game, it was kind of like that kind of like watercolor effect sort
Yeah.
of thing. So yeah, I'm really excited, but yeah, as we were saying earlier, that we were surprised to see it on Xbox. I expected to see it on Sony.
Yeah, that
Me
was
too.
going to be
I
one
was
of my
surprised by that.
predictions, to be honest.
Yeah,
it-
it
'cause it's
absolutely was
the-
going to be one of my predictions.
Especially since it's the free PS Plus game for this month.
Yeah, I thought they
Or
were going to.
was last month. It was in the
Yeah.
last 2 months.
I think it's this month. I'm glad to see it. I am going to make a prediction here. You will not see any kind of superpowers in this game.
It is Before the Storm,
Yeah.
so
I think we don't see.
it's
we
going to be
talked
more
about
of a
that
personal
before.
thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm here, because I know like the bird was kind of a huge deal, but yeah, they kind of kept showing back to the bird, so I wonder if, how that's going to play into the story. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be new supernatural elements to it. There has to be some sort of, I know we talked about it before, but some sort of game mechanic that keeps it interesting. But as they showed, like you get like it starts with the whole like Chloe's dad in the car accident. Like they showed that, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to have to relive that.
Oh god, not again.
I'm very excited for
It was
this.
a very emotional game.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Are you about to cry right now?
No.
Hey, you sounded choked up there, Robbie.
Don't talk to me.
It is a very emotional game.
No, absolutely. Especially like the alternate universe is very emotional.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Which way did you lean?
Yeah. How'd you
Save or
game?
not save?
Town or Chloe? Could you?
I was trying to save or not.
I was trying to save the town.
Good.
Y'all a bunch of horrible friends. Like, even if I'm a screw up, I would want you to save me than a bunch of people that
She was supposed to Final Fantasy stuff. She was supposed to die. Like
you mean Final Destination?
that's what
Like,
I meant. Sorry.
You literally had to stop so many times of this
I know,
girl dying.
just like,
Like,
this time
at
to go,
some
this
point,
time
you
to
got to be like, girl,
God.
Jesus wants you, or Satan, whichever one you go
Somebody
into.
want you.
So I was like,
You know who's wanting her?
Rachel.
The Bright Lord.
Yes. And we all saw this coming, especially me, because,
Ooh,
Shadow
Zachway.
Middle Earth, Shadow of War got a very lengthy gameplay. Very intriguing
yes,
gameplay.
how much gameplay?
I don't know, Robbie, I wasn't keeping a timer. That was your
It was
prediction.
Like 6 minutes and 38 seconds.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
But we figured, every preview event was running on Xbox, so it was going to be here. They actually showed some of the orcs actually have a personality this time
Oh, I
around.
love it.
Yeah.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce.
Like, we saw it from the get-go, like, he's fighting the smaller one, and I'm like, he's going to murder him. And then
Oh,
he
yeah.
just like...
Pop his head off.
The main character dude, he's just like, I
Yeah,
like him.
I know, Celebrimbor's just like, I like him. And I was like, oh, okay, shiny, precious.
Yeah, and it had like some different gameplay where Bremdor guy is like fighting.
Say that name again?
is fighting alongside you and like even blocks
Like-
one of the guys.
Like, and you're able to, like, when you shoot your arrow, it, like, shoots him to the guy, and, like, you go with... And,
Yeah,
it was
they're
super
taking
cool.
a lot from Horizon and Breath of the Wild, where you jump up in the air with your bow, slow motion, action
Assassin's
shot.
Creed was the same way.
Yeah.
Slow motion shot.
Slow motion.
But I really like that they're starting to add that though, because it has
Same.
this really cool feel.
Because you
Well-
saw a few years ago with like Crysis 3, Far Cry 3, and
I mean,
Tomb Raider,
technically-
it was like Year of the Bow games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I mean, there's other games that has had, like, where you jump up in the air and you stop and you're able to shoot a little bit. Like, Halo had it, and I want to say Destiny had it to a certain degree.
yeah,
Well,
to-
Mass
to a
Effect 2,
degree.
didn't they? In Andromeda, like you could actually pause in the air.
Oh
and
yeah,
use
yeah.
it, so-
Andromeda you could, but it's cooler when it's a bow.
Yeah.
but-
It just adds a cool feel to the game.
There's a lot of different mechanics. Like, they're obviously creating bigger enemies like trolls, orcs type of deal. And they have the ability. You have the ability in the first game to dominate, which is like up close, like branding, so
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
work for you. Bigger enemies is like, look, we need to bring you down to our level. So it's like pretty much like a force grip.
Yeah.
Just like dominate, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
start them, like make them bow down, and then like officially brand them.
Before Zod.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's really cool is, like, you see one of them, he's like, you branded me before, and, like, you see handprints on him, and he's like, not anymore, and he ended up rebranding him, and he's back on his side,
Yeah.
which was really cool. This game,
It's really
State of
impressive.
Decay is
I'm
my
excited.
number one, this is my number two.
Yeah, and what was really awesome about it is like they showed all of that, but then they started showing that they were going to try to take over an area.
Yeah.
Or,
The Nemesis Fortress. That's
Yeah.
what they went from just the Nemesis system, which is your glorified enemy generator, to now Nemesis Fortresses, where it's like, hey, here's a random fortress that has different strengths and attributes and weaknesses, and you got to match that in order to even think about taking
That
it
was
over.
the coolest part. Like, you go into the screen and you're like, playing chess is pretty much
Yeah,
what it is.
well,
Like,
that's what the first one was too.
and like you're picking and you're matching and you're bringing your armies to that place. And you saw the Urukai that are the bomb, like the suicide bomber type things, run up to the castle and blow
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Such a cool game.
I thought that was really cool, and I can't wait to get more into that. I might
October
even
10th.
play.
So,
Look at you.
Might even play the original one to get me ready for it.
yeah, October 10th. So you got a little bit of time to play
Got
that.
a little bit.
So-
A little bit.
Next one is another one I called before, like it was even like left in 5 seconds into the gameplay. Showed a little artful scene and very somber, mellow music.
Is that the guy
And
playing the piano in the
Yeah.
front?
Yes, it was. And I was
Zelda.
like, and I'm sitting here like, what is this? It's like, it's another indie game, sort of. And I looked at it, I was like, is this Ori? Is this, we got to get another one? And it is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, whether it ties into the first game, won't know.
Well, we
but
got the little
at least said
monkey thing.
yeah, the little lemurs.
Yeah.
At least it's set in that universe. Very cool. Ori's it's also another difficult platforming style game.
And it was very, very popular. That's the thing that I'm glad that they're using that IP that they're already set up and going further into it. You know, they're not just letting it there to die after one game, that they're going to keep using that and not necessarily run into the dirt, but do a good sequel to it.
Right.
Yeah, the visuals of it were absolutely stunning. I never played the first game, but it looked like a lot of fun, and yeah, like I said, like it was really nice to look at, which is important with games.
This next one, and I'll be honest with you, I was worried because you two over here getting points like it was fresh,
It was
fresh,
like
hot, and ready.
It was like a Troy band competition. Everybody gets a superior.
And
Derek, he got half of a point. Half
yeah,
superior.
so this next one, and I was worried. I was like, am I not going to get any points for any predictions? Phil Spencer came through for me. Even when it was half a point, he still helped me out.
You gotcha.
I got you, my boy. But they finally came out and announced, a couple years ago, they announced Xbox One backwards compatibility
Yeah.
for 360
Yeah,
games.
huge
and they've
moment.
added, 300 plus games to
Yeah.
the library so far? And they said, we've heard, and then they said, and we've heard what you want more. And I was like,
You
please
see the little
say
green
it.
blob pop up.
And then the original Xbox game backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
And it'll come later this year, and one of the headline titles that's going to be coming with it is Crimson Skies.
Skies,
Yeah,
which
I think that's
called.
awesome.
I called that part.
Yeah, Crimson Skies would be great. KOTOR is going to be an awesome one when they add that one as well.
That's
Having
really
KOTOR
cool.
1 and 2, being able to play it on my Xbox One, I might actually turn it on then. So it's nice to see that they're adding more and more to it, because it is something that people want, and it's something that is going to just kind of rub it into PlayStation's face that, hey,
Yeah.
we know how to do backwards compatibility the right way, unlike you and your
Right.
PlayStation now.
Yeah.
Well, they do have PS2 on PS4, I will say that.
I know, but I'm just
So-
saying. Like, they ain't got everything. They ain't got no PlayStation 3. They ain't got no PlayStation 1. They got PlayStation 2. Okay? I love me.
There were a lot of good games on PlayStation 2.
I know.
That's true.
PlayStation 2, one of my favorite generations of playing.
Yeah.
But they ain't got everything.
But yeah.
And now
Whereas
Xbox,
Xbox is like,
is fixing to get all
More.
their generations.
Yeah.
it's like
So
it's kind
that's
of
impressive to
yours.
me. That
Very
good job, Xbox.
You did one.
Good job. You got one clap from me.
I got one.
Then, of course, they did some housekeeping stuff saying, like, oh, these older games like Resident Evil 7,
X.
Rocket League, some other
X.
games that have come out in the last couple of years are going to be, when the X comes out, it's going to be enhanced to...
They're gonna give it to you. X
Yeah.
is gonna give it to you.
Yep, going to give it to those games.
Yeah, X is gonna enhance the games. If it's a 1080p picture maker, picture maker, one of them demon televisions, that one-eyed demon, it's gonna be better. It's gonna sample parts of the screen. It's gonna make it look better.
Yeah.
If you don't have a 4K TV, there's still a reason to get it. Unlike the PlayStation 4 Pro,
Woof.
that you have to have a 4K TV. Okay, I call it like I see it. I call it like I see it. I call it like I see it.
Even if it's a bunch of crap, but...
Sound like
Yeah.
Slick Willie at a car dealership. I call it out.
I call it like I see it.
I'm gonna take $100 off this car for you right now.
Now, before we get into the last a little bit, we have a question. Since we mentioned PlayStation, a great American, I can respect that, asks how much is a PlayStation worth? Well, we're talking about Xboxes, but I mean, we'll
I will do
answer.
the research on this.
The PlayStation Slim right now is $250,
Yep.
and then the
At
PlayStation.
least the gold 1 terabyte.
Yes, the gold one terabyte.
But,
Oh, how long
Like,
did
they're
that? Go?
asking selling value.
At Walmart, you can get it for $248.97.
Yes, and then
So,
the
yeah.
PlayStation 4 Pro is $400.
Yep, 400.
What's he might even be asking what's the selling value. So what could be
Currently, like the original is
$100
Yeah.
right now because Sony's having their sales and they dropped all the consoles. So the trading value is not great.
Yeah, don't do it
But
unless you're getting that gold.
sell?
Get that gold.
now, last but not least, and we were all sitting here like going like, where is this game? Because EA said it was going to be at Microsoft's conference, and it's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Well, patience was paid off. BioWare came out. It was the mic drop
Dang.
moment. It wasn't just a tease. It was like,
That's what I'm saying. It's the
No, it wasn't this. It was this.
yep.
This.
And
had all the donkeys.
now Anthem got shown off. It's a. You done?
No.
I know you're not, but
Oh.
pause it. But Anthem got shown off. Lengthy gameplay reveal.
Yes.
So
It
and
looked freaking great.
I know it was
Amazing.
fantastic.
I'm so
And
excited.
the early rumors before this game got announced was it's supposed to be a Destiny-like game, which we did see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily it's an MMO type deal, but you can squad up with 3 other people.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you have 4.
For
So unlike
We read, but we don't count it the next
unlike Destiny, where you can only have 2 buddies.
Yeah.
You can have trace buddies, and you can fly around. Like when they were flying around, I'm like,
I know.
oh lord,
Like,
Yeah, like,
oh
I was
lord.
thinking,
because you were like, is it
how
just
are they
a
gonna get down? Like, is it like you just jump and fall, then you have the little
And
thruster?
then like superhero boom. That's it.
No,
He's gonna do the superhero
She goes,
landing.
and then all of a sudden you see it go. Whoa. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had brought up, well, can you take off from the ground like that? And then
and
2
then like
seconds later,
immediately after.
Yeah, it looks freaking
does.
great.
Yeah. And
it's a typical BioWare game. Like it's
Absolutely.
everything that you love about BioWare
Yeah.
type games.
And the lips went together.
Yes, they did.
Like the
Jesus.
facial animations didn't look bad.
It's
Nope.
like State
Sure.
of Decay 2.
Oh my god. Not,
So-
The
like,
lips are moved. Yeah, no, just like we were sitting there, like, okay, like we have to like see the players. We're like, okay, well, there's another one. Oh, there's another one, and there's another one, and we're like, okay, you gotta play it. Like we were like counting out, like, oh right, okay, we're
Right.
gonna play this together. We're gonna
Yeah.
play this.
And what's going to be awesome is it's a BioWare game. It is going to have amazing lore. It's going to have an
Yes.
amazing story because BioWare does amazing
Their
with that.
writers are on a whole other
Yes.
And
level.
considering that this is like a new IP for BioWare, like they're getting into another like pretty much history because they already have a space game in Mass Effect. They have a medieval game in Dragon Age, and then they have their new Star Wars on the side. But
Yep.
just for them to do something different is a good look. And there's a bunch of we saw that one giant machine that I said looks like a ripoff from Horizon Zero Dawn, but
Yeah.
It looked like Naboris
And-
from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
and then we saw like giant creatures. Like they even said in the commentary, like there's huge creatures jumping at you. It's like that's for another day.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of Avatar in a way with these huge
Oh,
yeah.
creatures
Yeah.
like that, and you're having these different factions. But what was very interesting is like where one person went a different route to attack these
Yeah.
people, and the character that we were following went under this water, so you could go underwater.
She's
instead
like,
of
she's like, you go high, I'll go low, and then she comes out from unknown.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh.
I'm so
My favorite part.
I know. Testify.
Like, it was the point where, like, she's sniping. She's like, oh wait, and then all of a sudden you just, and I'm like, what's about to happen? And all of a sudden you say,
It was like,
It's like rocket launch. Oh.
just like this like little like rocket launcher that just came out of her like bag,
And
and,
it-
then pew just went back. She's like, all right, cool, let's go.
it reminded me of like what Iron Man would do. Like,
Yeah.
you'd see him targeting all these, and all of a sudden the little thing opens up and shoots all of them.
Yeah, so
Super cool.
You're getting to play as
I
these
feel
are not necessarily mercenaries, but these are kind of like freelancers to do
Yeah.
different jobs and like take down things and find things and everything. So you're going to get a lot of different. You're not bound by this quote unquote, moral code. I'm assuming you are, but you're not like, oh, I'm part of the light and I've got this ghost and I've got.
There's not going to be a
this
there's not going to be
thing
there's not going to be a
If it wasn't like that, Bioware would actually expand
Crap on all
it.
things
Yeah.
good.
there's not going to be a karma system pretty much.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing sacred to me. Like
Well-
I will jab at PlayStation when I need to. I'll jab at Destiny if I need to.
Well,
Whoa.
Destiny is. They deserve a few
Like,
jabs
quite
with
a
their
few jabs.
terrible lore representation.
Hello, Fusion Blast 49.
Now the biggest thing we got from Anthem, because we thought this would be like somewhere down the road, because they are doing Dragon Age supposedly, even though
Yeah.
no one's been confirmed it's happening. But 2018 is when
Spring. That wasn't it spring 2018?
they didn't say they didn't no they just said it said coming
Okay.
2018.
I was.
Don't put words in their mouth, all right?
They're probably gonna be. My guess is that they want to shoot for spring.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
want
Yeah.
to come out and say that in case it has to get delayed.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
So, but that was the big thing.
Anthem, we've already talked. We're squadding up.
Yeah, I-
Yeah.
Unfortunately, somebody reached out and they're like, "You get this for Xbox?" I'm like,
Sorry.
"I have a PlayStation now, so I can do it
PlayStation.
both. I can go both
Yeah, but you have
ways."
to buy it for both.
Yeah.
That's the line.
Now, if I had an Xbox One X or an Xbox X, that's what I'm gonna call it. The Xbox X.
I'm just gonna call it the Xbox. Xbox.
I'm gonna call it the X. How about that? Just
Okay,
the
that's
X.
good. I like that.
That just makes more. Yeah, you gotta do.
Yeah,
the
they
X.
should have called it the X.
The X. The X. Like, that's a natural motion. The X.
Des Bryant, throw the X up.
Yeah, the X up. You know, like if I had that, I'd play it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I do have the most popular console in the world right now, so I'm going to do it that way. Now they did talk about price point for the Xbox One X.
We did. We talked about
talked
that.
about that?
Yeah, we talked. We said it's gonna be $500.
$4.99, and your child sold.
Yeah, and your left
Firstborn
kidney.
child.
Your firstborn child, and then your next 3 you have to give over to slavery.
That's dark.
Oh,
She took it there,
okay.
guys.
And good
That wasn't
night.
even
I
me.
know.
Hey,
I'm not the biggest like Xbox Microsoft fan, so I believe that they would do that.
Yeah. They definitely have like a lower part of Microsoft that people do cocaine.
Philip Spencer is a saint.
But
He is a saint.
Okay, sure. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it is like I get because like it had like they were giving off the specs at the beginning of it, but it'd been released before, and like it's good, but it's still a lot of money.
I mean, to be
Well-
fair, I brought this up earlier. It's like the original Xbox One with even though it had that atrocious Kinect, it launched at 500. So it's like
It's fair.
Sorry, I was yawning, but yes, I have played it Fusion, and I like it.
Yeah, I was hoping that was one of
I
my
was
predictions.
hoping like when it
for a
showed
new
like
Dying
the zombies, I was first like it's either State of Decay 2 or Dying Light, and then I saw like the backpacks. I was like, never mind, State of Decay 2.
Yeah, we ain't. It won't,
Hey.
it won't first person. It won't no
Microsoft?
parkour.
Yeah, that's true.
Microsoft.
We want to see lips moving.
Already better than E EA.
Oh well, I mean.
I mean,
That's not
when
hard.
when the bar is down here and like below the basement, you have
Yeah, Phil Spencer was just able to kind of step over that.
like,
Like,
you guys doing okay down
It
there?
was
Xbox showed up and they're already ahead of EA.
Yeah, really.
well, clearly just the way they,
Presented it.
yeah, just the way they just handled everything. It was a little bit of talking,
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
They
Little
got
bit of talking,
they got
game.
the majority of their talking out in the beginning.
and they knew
And then they
names.
had a few interspersed
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
They knew people's names.
Yeah, the new people's names. And also, it was like, again, like, because EA was very talk heavy, whereas this one, like, even though, but like,
They
the
let the
little
game-
talks they did have, like, they were clearly, like, they were rehearsed. They knew what they were saying. There was, like, one I think, what's his face? He, like, stumbled over one word, but
Yeah.
whatever, it's alive. It's gonna happen.
And what I liked about this is Xbox or Microsoft let the games do the talking, unlike
Yes.
EA did.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
EA,
they talked for, yeah.
Yeah, EA was trying to explain it before we saw it. Got a question from Robert Green. What do you feel Microsoft could have done better this year?
Dragon Age.
Yes.
Like they could have brought Dragon Age, or they could have talked about some new system that they're going to roll, an update that they're going to roll out. I mean, just little things. Like overall, I give it an A, a strong A.
I agree.
And
It was a good conference.
The only thing I could say, and this is very nitpicky, because I thought they had a very strong showing.
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
I know it's probably like a running gag because they always go first before Sony to say, "Oh, Sony's got to bring it now," which Sony's killed it. Even though I
Oh
said,
yeah, Sony always kills
even
it.
though I was
yeah.
a traitor last year.
Oh yeah, but you apologize. You repent to W.
I might be a traitor again this year.
Oh hell,
but-
the Lord of Light.
But anyway, the only thing
Sony's the Lord of Light.
Sony
Say.
Sauron.
the only thing I could think of that they could do better is have more games because pretty much they showed games
Show
that
more games.
show more games that are out this fall, or show the games that are coming out. Like they showed like one big game for like August through November, but other than Assassin's Creed, this year is like not a lot of stuff. It feels like that we were impressed with at least is coming this year. It's like more of
That's
next
fair.
year. So again, it's nitpicky, but that's the only thing.
Yeah, it for me, they showed a lot of games that we already knew about,
Oh yeah,
and not a lot
the
of
four big ones.
yeah, and not a lot of games that we didn't know about, other than the little montage that they did of the indie stuff. So that would be my biggest thing would be I wish I would have been surprised a little bit more.
Yeah,
and,
I'll agree.
There weren't a lot of surprises, but it was an excellent showing. They handled it very well. They talked very well, and they showed a lot of games, and that's what Microsoft needs to do, and what PlayStation needs to do as well, and hopefully Nintendo will do on Tuesday.
That rumor holds true though that you were telling
Oh
me
my
last
God!
night.
The rumor is right now that there's going to be 25 minutes for the Nintendo
Spotlight.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if that's true.
Me either. Let's answer this question and then we'll wrap up this part of it. What do you think? What do you guys think about Borderlands 3? I was hoping that we actually see it.
I did too. Now they did say when it was known that when they showed it at GDC, it was very early, like very early in development. And usually, what that means is we just get a teaser trailer and then we don't see anything for like a year. So I was hoping to see it because I think it would be a perfect game to show off on their platform. But the fact that we are getting the next Borderlands iteration and a good one, because pre-sequel is okay in retrospect, other than the fan service of playing as Claptrap. That was it. Like the game, I was, but to have the next Borderlands iteration is going to be.
I've always liked the Borderlands game. I've enjoyed playing them. I played them with friends. I played them with people online. Thoroughly enjoyed them, and I was really expecting to see something from Borderlands, whether it be, a tiny little, trailer of, or at least, hey, we're working on it, guys, something. But I know that they will. I know we'll see it. It'll be coming soon.
Xbox isn't technically like EA and Ubisoft, though. To be fair, like I think they like to show off some every once in a while, but they're not like EA and Ubisoft. They're like, we don't have anything to show you, so we're going to show concepts. That's it. Microsoft is like, no, it's coming within the next year. Here it is.
Yeah. Which is fine. So there is our coverage for
Well, before we go.
Oh, yes.
And
We can skip this part.
my disclosure, like these fine gentlemen, I was late getting here yesterday.
Robbie, if you rub it in, I'm going to mute
So
you.
I was already at 0 coming in on the day, and these guys had a full day of coverage that I didn't get. So I just wanted to throw that out there before we got to the numbers.
All right, here we go.
So
Zach
Derek,
is taking a commanding lead.
Derek, how does that make you feel, knowing that you have 2 under your belt and I
Makes
have
me
1?
just for next year. I'm just going to be vague as possible,
Well,
and
you're
then,
going to
and
beat
then
me
copy off of you
because-
what you guys say.
because you're going to get a lot more than I'm going to get because I'm.
Well, yeah, I'm about to say you are at an unfair advantage because you've got work.
Yeah.
So
I thought what's funny is like you can use your PTO after your 90 days, and I thought that I started 2 weeks earlier, but I didn't. I got my actual start date, and it's like it. You want to know what's funny?
what?
My PTO I can start using next Monday.
So, but hopefully I can take a lead tomorrow because Zach, you won't be here. You'll still lead
You
predictions.
could take a lead tonight with Bethesda.
Yeah.
That's true, but he won't be here. You'll be there, but you'll be, but you'll
I'm
probably,
not
but
competing.
but you'll be reading Zach's predictions.
Oh.
It'll be mainly me. I have a better chance.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Tonight we will be covering. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of something.
Okay.
We will be covering Bethesda conference. We will be starting our coverage at 10 tonight.
Yep. They're super late.
Yes, they're super late, and it'll all go well. But it will be at 10. We'll give our predictions, and then we will do the whole show.
Yep.
And then we will give our reactions, and then we're going to go to bed.
Hopefully they don't have like a 3-hour conference tonight. 'cause
Hopefully not.
Sweet
So-
Jesus, you've got to get to bed.
Yes. If you want to check out that coverage, then come by tonight at 10 on Twitch, Facebook Live, or YouTube Gaming. Yeah, there we go. And make sure you go ahead and hit like, share, and subscribe on all of this, guys. We will be back in a little while. Thanks for watching. This has been Zach.
Derek.
And Robbie.